We're here in the Chal Valley, and this is one of the many areas, the topographies, the geographies, the terroirs that's unique in Turkey. And here they have a particular grape called the Chal This particular grape is often grown in non-trellised vineyards, as you see here. So Chal is one of the recommendable grapes here. Also in Ankara, they do the Kalıcı Karası in the same way. And they also do the Boğazkere and Öküzgözü, which are two other local wine varieties in Turkey, with this non-trellised, free-growing form of vineyard. So the different methods that they grow on does result in some different dynamics and characteristics in the wines here. So this is one of Turkey's gems. I can say it's the Boğazkere grape that they grow here. Its natural location is in Diyarbakır, but they also grow it here in the far western part, in the valley where we are now, near Denizli. The Boğazkere grape is, you can see it's quite dark. It has quite thick skins. Like most all grapes, it has clear juice. You can see the juice as it drops out there. It's clear juice. But because of these thick skins, it has really high tannins. So when you taste it, there's a lot of pucker going on in your mouth. But this wine is probably the best in Turkey for being used for long storage in oak and long periods of time in the bottle. So fantastic wine, Boğazkere. So this is the Boğazkere, as you can see here. This is the throat burner, the most tannic, the most full-bodied of grapes in Turkey so far. There's one similar, Patkara. But this one is, you can see it's got a little more body to it than the Öküzgözü, which is considered a lighter grape. My mouth is actually burning from the grape that I just ate. These wine grapes are fantastic in wine for long exposure to oak, and they can last for 10, 15, 20 years in a bottle if they're well managed easily, because there's so much tannin, so much body to this. There's a sweetness to it, but this really needs to be made into wine to be pleasurable. The Boğazkere, which is this famous, very tannic, strong grape that comes from the Diyarbakır region. They also grow that here, but it's a little bit softer. It's still very tannic. It has thick skins, but in the planting, they had this cross breed of that somehow. And so in one of their Boğazkere vineyards, they had grapes that actually ripened green. So they were fully ripe, they had the right level of sweetness, but they were green instead of dark red. And so they actually took those and started to develop the stock of that. And now it's actually its own variety. It's called Boğazkere, which means the white burner, if you will. So it's quite an interesting one. I've not actually tasted this wine. This is probably one of the few bottles left because it's been sold out. So Orla has a very unique, it's a mutation, if you will, of the Boğazkere that's a white wine. So I'm very interested to try this in the future. So here at Kuzuba, this is in the Chal Valley, in Chal Denizli, that's the name of the place. And they have a particular Turkish variety of grape called the Chal Karası, and that literally means the black grape from Chal. It's an interesting grape. It produces lighter reds, so this is 100%. It's able to be oaked, which this one is. It's mixed 60-40 with some oaked Chal Karası and some fresh Chal Karası. Interesting nose, it has some strawberry on it. You do smell the oak coming through, even though it's only had 4 months. It has an acidity to it. You get a butteriness at the end. It's quite an interesting grape, very different than a Pinot Noir, even though the color looks similar. Quite an interesting and recommendable grape to try from the Chal region, Chal Karası. So this is the Öküzgözü. This is the Turkish variety that comes from Elazığ, but it also is grown here in Denizli. It's considered to be somewhat similar to Malbec, super sweet, very fragrant. Öküzgözü.